The following program is sponsored. The opinions and statements made by the hosts and guests do not necessarily reflect the views of WBOB or its parent company, the Chesapeake Portsmouth Broadcasting Corporation.
It's time for Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. Angela and Howard talk about what's new in real estate and answer your buying and selling questions. To participate in today's show, call 222-TALK. That's 222-8255. And now, here are Angela and Howard.
Good morning, everybody. It is such a gorgeous day outside. Did you see it, Howard?
I did. I
It's
drove
so pretty.
in, blue sky. I don't think it's going to rain today.
No, it's going to be hot, which is going to be great for our open house. Everybody can come out to the open house and see us.
It's going to sell today.
It is going to sell today. The house we're doing today is on sale. It's not just for sale. It's on sale.
For this weekend only.
Yes.
Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, the seller has a different strategy there. So very interesting. We'll get some buyer incentives to about the tune of $10,000. That's a lot of money.
How about that?
Yeah.
Hey, did you have a good week?
I had a great week. How about you?
Yeah, it was Father's Day week. I did some things with my kids this week, and something happened with my dad. And
What happened?
I don't know if it's good or bad.
Uh-oh. What?
Yeah, I made my dad cry.
Well, you're kind of mean that way, right? You make everybody cry.
I talk to my dad
make Alan
like
cry.
3 times a week. And when I called him on Father's Day morning, he said that he opened the card that I sent him, and he said it made him cry.
Aw, that's sweet.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
No, it's a great thing in that context.
Yeah, well, it was
when
a
you
regular.
make me cry, however, whole nother story. Not a good
We
thing.
won't tell anybody about that. So, yeah, it was
I'm
a regular
just messing with
Father's
you.
Day card, but I wrote a special message to him, and it made him cry. So, that's why I tell everybody on the show before Father's Day or Mother's Day to take a special time in your life and call your mom or call your dad and tell them what was special about a time in your life with your mom or your dad, or do that with your own kids and tell them what makes them special in their life to you. And I hope you did that with your parents.
How about business partners?
Your business partner?
Is there a business partners day?
A
So
business
you can tell
partners
me
day?
what you like about me?
Well, you're so smart about real estate, and you do a great job for your customers. Let's see, is that going to make you cry?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Nope.
That's nothing to cry about. No.
No, it's not.
It's great
That's
for your
something to be
customers.
excited about.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We get rave reviews. Actually, we got one this week that I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff before the sale because that was one that actually was an expired listing that had not been sold. We went to the house. We figured out it was pretty easy to figure out why it hadn't sold. So she did what we told her to do.
Joyfully.
Yeah. She looked at us a couple strange ways and said, okay, I'll do that. And of course, she did it. And it sold, and then we did a couple of things after the sale that she was very happy about, and she wrote us a very, very nice review. So she has moved on to South Florida with her husband and her mother and her husband's sports cars, because he's a sports car enthusiast. So they were very, very happy. Yeah. So that was a great experience. We had a good week. We put 2 houses under contract on the very same day. And an interesting coincidence happened with one of those houses. This is a person on the north side that had his house on the market because he wanted to buy a bigger house. And his wife, before they were married, had a townhouse in Georgia. And the day this week that we called him and said, hey, we have a nice offer on your house, he said, what a coincidence, because that very same day, they got an offer on his wife's townhouse in Georgia.
Yeah.
How about that?
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Things happen in twos, perhaps. Threes?
Threes, usually.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm going to find them the perfect house, actually.
I don't know. So anyway, we're your problem-solving realtors on your radio, Angela and Howard. We come to you every Saturday morning to talk about what's going on in real estate here in Northeast Florida. Now, as many of you know, this is meant to be a question and answer talk show about buying and selling homes. We want to give you news and advice. After all, the more houses that sell and the sooner that they sell make it better for our whole community. And this is our way of giving back to the community. By the way, we want to make you the best prepared buyer or seller that you can be. Not only do we give you advice about real estate, but we also come into contact with great vendors. And some of those vendors are sponsors on our show. So we have Watson Title, we have CMG Financial for mortgages, and we have a terrific garage door person that not only
really
fixes garage doors, but gives great safety advice about them as well.
He's awesome.
So Peter Snavely is one of our sponsors. You'll hear one of his ads between our breaks. So if you need Peter, give him a call. And what I love about Peter is not only the great service that he provides, but it's a flat fee, which includes parts. Now, obviously, if you need a whole garage door replaced or you need a whole new motor, it's not that flat fee of usually $125. But if your garage door opener needs parts, that's included in the price. So if it needs new springs, that's included. That's pretty
exciting.
Great, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
Yeah, so if you have questions, call us 222-8255. And we have a contest.
Wait, before you do that,
yes,
I have to give a shout out.
To whom?
To Carol and Gus, because they just sent me a text and said, we're listening.
Okay, good morning, Carol and Gus.
And we close on their house on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We helped them buy a house, and then now theirs is getting sold. And
man, we had multiple offers
Monday.
On their house because Gus was so diligent in fixing up the house, and his wife was so good at fixing up the inside. He did a lot on the outside, and it just looked so good. 2 acres in the middle of Orange Park.
Yeah.
We had, did we have a lot of offers on that house. And even after we put it in the computer as under contract, we had so many calls after the fact said,
every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Sorry, everybody. But we got more. We got another great house in Orange Park that we're going to have open tomorrow that we'll talk about later. Hey, but we have a contest, and something unusual about this contest is that we had it 2 weeks ago, and there was not a successful person that answered it correctly, and we didn't get to answer it after at the end of the show, so we're going to do it again.
Okay.
So here it is. When couples decide to buy a home, they agree on many things and disagree on a lot of things. So what's the number one thing that they disagree on? Okay? What's the number one thing that couples disagree on in finding a house? Give us a call and see if you can figure out what that was. All right? And the number again, 222-8255. So don't be afraid to call. You know, it's not scary to be on the radio. It's only scary to be on the radio with Angela.
Oh, my goodness.
No, I'm kidding, of course.
You see, you are going to make me cry today. I can see where this is headed.
No, it's fun to be on the radio.
Here's what I would say.
What?
If you keep this up,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Alan to make your mic go quiet.
Oh.
And I'll just do the whole show by myself.
That's what Judge Judy says. She says, I'm in control of the mic, and it's my show. There you go.
Or I think she says,
we got
this
lots
is my
of
playground.
stuff to talk about today. We've got investments in your IRA. Did you know that you can buy a house in your IRA?
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you how to do it. In fact, I have personally done it.
Yes, you have.
All right. We've got why your house isn't selling. How about that one? We've got HDTV isn't always right. Are we going to get to all of these things? I don't know, but we've got all sorts of fun things. Remember, call us right now with your questions. We'll come back after the break and answer them for you. Call with your contest answer, 222-8255. That's area code 904, and we're going to be here to answer your questions. How about if we get a caller from outside of the local area today as well? Oh, maybe your sister will call from New York or something with a guest. I see
busy.
that the phone's ringing. I don't know. Hey, call us, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you in a minute. Good morning, WBOB listeners. It's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I want to thank you for tuning in with us for our 5th year now. It's been such a great pleasure to be on the radio with you, giving you advice on buying and selling, as well as answering your questions on the air. Thank you so much for the trust that you have in us as professional, experienced realtors with over 20 years of combined experience. We want you to know that when it's time to sell your home, we want to be your realtor. We will focus on your home, your family, and your time frame. Our team will customize a marketing plan to give you the best exposure to get you the best price and have the best selling experience possible. Whether it's a condo or a house, a short sale or a regular sale, a $200,000 home or a mansion, you will get the same great service. Call us at 421-7950 and join the multitudes of others that have experienced the Angela and Howard team advantage.
Is there something going wrong with your garage door or opener? My name is Peter, and I am the owner of Quality Door Service. And my basic garage door repair starts at just $125, and that includes parts. Included with your repair, I will instruct you about fire and safety, protection from hurricane and burglary, and maintenance on your garage door. Call me today at 588-4817. That's 588-4817. Angela and Howard did.
Are you buying a property being sold by HUD? As a buyer, you can select Watson Title Services of North Florida as your settlement agent. Avoid having to deal with out-of-town companies and make sure you get the world-class customer service of Watson Title Services that Angela and Howard have come to expect. Call them at 461-3220 when you're looking at buying a HUD property to ensure your purchase goes through as smoothly as possible. That's 461-3220. Angela and Howard do.
There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046.
This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by CMG Financial. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. Man, my phone is blowing up today.
Your phone?
It is.
Customers are your friends and customers?
They're checking in. They're like, hey, we're listening. So Rose and Clem, good morning.
All
and
right.
Rhonda in New York, good morning.
All right.
Everybody's listening today. I appreciate that.
All right. We got somebody on the line that's listening, but before I get to him, I want to repeat what the contest is because maybe it's a guesser of the contest. So when couples decide to buy a house, they agree on many things and they disagree on some things as well. What's the number one thing that they disagree on? Let's see if Ben knows the answer. Good morning, Ben.
Hey, good morning.
How are you today?
Hey, I'm taking a stab in the dark. I'm gonna say location.
Location of the house. That did not make the top 4. But that was a good answer.
Oh.
It's a good guess.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you
Have a good
calling
day.
in and listening. Do you have any real estate questions for us while you have us on the phone?
Not today. Probably here in about 2 weeks. We're debating on purchasing a land in North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's just north of Asheville, but the owner is willing to go or sell the property, without going through financing. I guess owner financing.
Owner
Yeah.
financing, sure.
So what? I guess the question would be, what would be the going amortization interest rate? Is that based on the bank?
Well, if he's doing owner financing, that what you ought to start off thinking is, what is the current interest rate? It's usually a little bit higher for land than it is for residential property. Right now, the interest rate for like an FHA loan is 3.65%. Land, it would probably be in the 5% range, but it really depends on what your particular credit score is. So if yours is a reason, I'm sorry.
Mine's pretty decent. He's the negotiating at 6%.
Okay,
It's not bad.
And it's on the river. It's on the North Hill River, so it's waterfront. It's incredible. But so that sounds about fair, to be honest with you.
It does.
It's owner financing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds very
But
fair.
great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for
appreciate you
listening.
listening.
Yep. And by the way, when you move, you can still listen to us on the radio, on the internet, by going to WBOBradio.com, or you can listen on your phone by downloading the WBOB app.
Yep.
And listen to us anytime.
Fantastic. We'll do that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks so much. All right. So Ben guessed that it was the location of the house. That did not make the top 4 of the answers that I have. Is what do couples disagree on most about buying a home? So, Angela, how were the numbers this past week for sales here in Northeast Florida?
Well, Howard, this past week, according to the Northeast Florida Multiple Listing Service, for homes and condominiums, 799 offers got accepted. Now, that's up 8% from the previous week, so that's good. 809 new homes came on the market, and that's down a little bit, about 7% from the previous week. 147 of the 809, well, they're already under contract.
Wow.
I know. And those numbers are good. That's what we keep seeing every week, about 15%.
Yes.
37 of those went under contract on the very first day. Now, 607 of you actually closed on a home for yourself, and we say, congratulations.
Well, they
That
have a
number is
great
up
day to move in.
Yeah,
That number was up what? I'm sorry.
13%.
Wow.
Yep. It's
Great
good.
day to move in, huh?
Good.
This
Good, strong
weekend?
time.
Yeah, and next weekend, is the 4th of July weekend. Even though the 4th is not on a weekend, but there are going to be a lot of people taking that long weekend, a
Oh, yeah.
4-day weekend.
Yep.
What about you? You taking off? Or are we going to be here?
We'll be here.
We'll be here. We will not.
We're not
be
leaving town,
pre-recording. We will not be doing a rebroadcast of the show. We will be here.
A boo-boo. See you later.
Except Alan. That was Alan, our producer. He will not be here.
know.
He is bailing on us. But we're going to have
2 weeks in a row he is.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of mad about that.
But we are going to have a terrific substitute by the name of Corey. Corey's going to be here, right, Corey? Cody.
Cody.
Sorry.
Where's Cody? He's
Sorry,
over there
Cody.
learning.
Cody is
hey, Cody.
in the booth today.
I didn't even see
seeing
him.
what Alan does. So welcome to Cody.
Yes.
So he'll be here in Alan's place next week.
Very exciting.
Yes. He's a younger Alan. All right.
We will see. All right,
Yeah.
you ready to talk about interest rates?
Yeah, something very interesting happened with interest rates this week, and I'm going to tell everybody what it is after you tell everybody what they were
All right. Well, overall, they fell,
overall.
right?
Okay.
So the 30-year rate fell 1/100% to 3.9.
Mm-hmm.
And this time last year, it was 3.56. So it was still higher than last year, but we dropped since last week.
Okay.
The 15-year rate also fell 1/100th of a point to 3.1%. Now, this time last year, it was 2.83. So in that category, we're still higher than we were last year. Same thing. The VA and the 30-year FHA rate fell 5/100ths of a point
Yeah.
to 3.65%.
Really good.
That's significant, yes. And the 5-year adjustable rate mortgage, well, that's still a great deal if you only plan on being in your home for 5 years or less. It also fell 1/100th of a point to 3.14%. Now, last year it was about 2.74. So But again, come on, that's still cheap money.
Really is cheap money. So the interesting thing about that is this is the first time that all three of the conventional things, not the VA, fell 1/100th of a point all in a week. And they're the lowest rates in months and months. And it's strange, or a lot of people would think this strange, that rates went down on average, even though the prime rate went up. And the reason for that is that mortgage rates generally don't follow the prime. They follow the Treasury bill rates.
Yeah.
So
it is interesting, though. I think more interesting that it's prime time buying season.
Prime time buying season.
Yes. So that's usually the demand for mortgages would go up, which would allow the lenders to charge more.
You can still get into a home before kids go back to school.
Yeah.
There are still companies that can get you in 30 days. So if you look this weekend or this coming week and put a contract in, you can be there before kids go back to school.
Well, and the nice thing is we do have the long holiday coming up. So if you're not leaving town, but you're interested in buying a home, call us because we're going to be working.
We will be
working. We have to work when people aren't when other people are not working. That's when we are working.
That's right.
So we'll be working 4-day weekend. Let's do it.
You work 7 days a week.
I do.
I work 7 days a week.
Yep.
And we can help you from 7 in the morning till into the evening.
Into the evening. That's a very interesting way to put it.
That's right. Yep. Especially when, the sun is out late into the evening, because 2 days ago was the longest day of the year.
Yes.
Because of the summer solstice.
Yes. Yeah. In my neighborhood, they were doing a big, like outdoor movie screen, the inflatable big outdoor things. And I was thinking, oh, y'all are starting that at 8:30, like it's still light out. How are we going to see it? But anyway, yeah. Summertime's always interesting because it gets dark so late.
Yeah. A lot of people watch HGTV.
They do.
It isn't always right. You ever watch one of those reality shows, and one of the favorite things to talk about on the flip is opening up the floor plan to create the feeling of a larger space by removing the walls, so that they start out showing somebody with a big sledgehammer, right?
Yep.
Want to do the same thing in your house? Stop. Don't do it. You may have a huge problem for yourself. You may be taking out a load-bearing wall, meaning that the wall is holding up the roof or the second floor. Or that wall may be covering up a water line or a drain line or an electrical wire or an air conditioning vent line or a return vent line. Breaking out one of these lines could cost you thousands. So I know that slinging that sledge, you like that line? Slinging
the sledgehammer?
Slinging that sledge. Say it 5 times.
No.
Try it. I want to see if you can do it. Come on. Try it.
Stop. No.
No, try it. Slinging the sledge. Okay. It was 3 times. That looks like fun, but put it down. You may have to settle for a window-type opening between the 2 rooms instead of taking down a wall. Start with a little opening between the walls and peek inside with a flashlight. Then go to the next stud and look in again for those wires or pipes or vent lines. Also be sure to check with a pro to be sure you are not disturbing a load-bearing wall. If it is, you can still create the feeling of a bigger space with opening up in a different wall. So just because they show it's fun to open up that big wall on HGTV, don't just start slamming in your house.
I like watching HGTV, even though I know it's mostly staged.
Yeah.
Still fun to watch.
So be careful. Plan ahead and open up just a little space first. Can you imagine if you opened up a water supply line accidentally?
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
And before you could, find the shutoff valve in your house, you have done a whole lot of flooding in your home. Yeah. So don't do it. All right? All right. Hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back after the show, we are going to talk about investing or buying a home with using money in your IRA. I've done it. I'm going to tell you how you can do it. It's really a great way to buy a house when you thought you couldn't. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back, and come back with a guest, too, with our contest. We'll be right back.
Ed Dean, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager, The Savage Nation, Mark Levin, Laura Ingram, WBOB, AM 600 and FM 101.1. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. 5 GOP senators now say they oppose the current version of a GOP repeal and replace bill for Obamacare, and it would take only 3 defections to give the Democrats the victory they seek in shutting down that effort. More than 120 people buried by a landslide that caused huge rocks and a mass of earth to come crashing down into their homes at a mountain village in southwestern China. The provincial government says the landslide came from a nearby mountain and engulfed a cluster of some 62 homes. Saudi security forces say a suicide bomber blew himself up near the Grand Mosque at Mecca as police disrupted a plot to target the holiest site in Islam just as the fasting month of Ramadan comes to an end. The Interior Minister says it launched a raid in Jeddah province as well as 2 areas in Mecca near the Grand Mosque where the attack was carried out. More details at srnnews.com.
My story includes multiple physical and emotional affairs.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, pornography.
My wife found out that I had betrayed her. She insisted that I would go to the Everyman's Battle.
Find hope today at New Life's Everyman's Battle Workshop.
There's just something about the way that you meet in a large group, and then whenever you get into the smaller breakout groups, and the sharing and the information that is given there is just something that I've never experienced before.
Now the workshop is coming to Jacksonville July 14th through the 16th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com.
This was the first time in my life that I ever felt comfortable in sharing the real me with other men. In my mind, it is one of the most critical things that a guy can do in his recovery.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
This year marks the 60th anniversary of Boger Shoes on Park Street here in Jacksonville. In order for a family business to celebrate 60 years in business, they must be doing something right. And that something is good old-fashioned customer service. For 60 years, Boger Shoes has been providing orthopedic and diabetic shoes for thousands of customers in Northeast Florida. Boger Shoes specializes in extra wide width shoes, and they offer free evaluations and fittings by 3 board-certified podologists on staff. With a doctor's prescription, they can custom make inserts in their on-site lab. And just in time for spring savings, Boger's is having a huge sale of up to 60% off on select brands. You'll find brand names like Clark's, Dansko, Vionic, New Balance, and Echo, all up to 60% off. Boger's is even offering great savings on select men's shoes. For 60 years, good old-fashioned customer service has been the key to Boger's shoe success. Stop by 1014 Park Street in 5 Points and experience the Boger Shoes difference. Your feet will be glad you did.
This is the Savage Nation.
Many of you out there believe that the left is imploding. You're mistaken. The only thing they understand is money. That's the only thing they ever understood. Is the only thing they live for is money. And the only reason they continue to do this is because there's an audience for it. There's a huge audience to hate Trump. There's a huge audience to hate the flag. There's a huger audience to hate God, to hate America at its core.
Michael Savage, a host like no other.
Michael Savage. Weekday afternoons at 3 on WBOB. The Answer. Stuck in traffic? WBOB has The Answer.
And there is one crash to report at 295 North at the ramp to Butler Boulevard. That is at exit 53. Also, Main Street Bridge is closed, so use an alternate route. And also watch out for all the other construction going on around town. Mostly sunny today. High near 90. Going to be mostly cloudy at night next few days. Low is about 75, and then partly sunny tomorrow. Up to 88, currently 82 right here at WBOB, AM 600. The Answer.
Let's return to Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. I am so excited to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Did you know it's gorgeous outside?
I do know it's gorgeous.
I'm completely affected by the weather. I can't lie. I can't act like I'm not. I really am. When it's sunshiny, so am I.
You get the better seat in the studio because you get to look over my shoulder with this big picture window and see that big, beautiful sky.
Yeah, so if you ever think I'm staring at you, I'm not.
I
Right
don't
past
ever
ya.
think that
Right
you're staring
past
at
ya.
you. At me. Hey, we need somebody to guess the contest. When couples decide to buy a house, they agree on many things and disagree on a few. What's the number one thing they disagree on? Okay, just call us, 222-8255. You know what I want to talk about now?
What?
One of my favorite things is investing. Well, I have a lot of favorite things. Real estate's my favorite thing, but this is about real estate. And that is, before I was in the real estate business that I've been in for about 11 years now, I was in the corporate world. I was in the insurance world for 32 years.
Wow, you're old.
Each time I got great advice from my first boss. And one of the things, the advice he gave me was learn as much as you can about whatever job that you get into. And I took that advice seriously. So I immediately started taking courses in insurance.
Yes.
So I got a professional designation. I've done the same thing with real estate, of course. But the other advice he gave me, and my dad also gave me, was whenever you can, put money away into the company's 401k plan.
Right.
So I started doing that just as soon as I possibly could. And over the years, I saved quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And when I left one company and went to another, of course, you can transfer that money. So I had lump sum of money in the various companies that I worked for and basically had an IRA. So I got some advice from someone later on that said, you know what, you can buy real estate in your IRA. And I said, what? I never heard of such a thing. I thought basically you can only, invest in mutual funds and things like that, which buy stock. And they said, oh, no, you can buy real estate. So I looked into this a little bit, and there are a couple of companies around that basically you put your money into these companies, and it allows you to buy real estate. You can get in partners with other people in real estate. You can make loans. And I thought, you know what? Sometimes the stock market goes up. Sometimes it goes down. But I know that real estate eventually always goes up. I mean, you can buy a rental property, get rental income from it.
Right.
So I looked into it and I thought, well, this kind of makes a lot of sense. So I actually did. I bought a condominium. It's in St. Augustine. And every month I get a check that goes to this company. And the cash in my IRA keeps growing and growing and growing. I could even buy another piece of property. And at some point, I'll be able to, when I retire, take money out every month. Or I could sell that property and eventually, and then the money goes back into the IRA, and then I can take the money out. Now, do I pay taxes, by the way, on the rental income? Not yet, because it's in an IRA.
Right.
Now, when I need to write a check, let's say for the HOA money that's every month, I have an automatic, it pays automatically to the HOA. Let's say it needs a new air conditioner. The condominium needs a new air conditioner. I tell the company that's handling it to just write a check to the heating and air conditioner person to write a check for however much money it is. It's all done on the internet. It is so easy to do. And you can do it. Basically, you pick out the type of property you want to buy. You want to buy a condominium? Okay. You want to buy a single family home? Okay. You just pick out the property, buy the one you want. It is
now you can't live in it, though.
You cannot live in it.
Right.
When you retire, but you can take it out as a IRA distribution, just like I said before. If when you retire and you want to take out a distribution, just like you take out any distribution from an IRA, you can take that property out as a distribution, pay taxes on that distribution, and then you can transfer it to yourself and then live in it. But you can't all of a sudden just decide to live in it.
Gotcha.
So you can take it out as a distribution. There are two companies out there that are the biggest ones, and I want to tell everybody about them. One is called Entrust, ENTRUST. The other one is called Equity Trust Company. Equity Trust Company. They're the two biggest ones in the country that handle the funds. Now, there is a small annual fee to do this, but then they take the money right out of the fee, right out of the funds that you have in there once a year.
So is their fee like a standard rate? It doesn't matter how much real estate you have or what the price is, or is it a percentage of the size of your IRA?
It's the percentage of the money that you have in your IRA, but it's very, very little. So if you, for example, if you have a $200,000 IRA, it's like $400 a year.
Okay.
So it's really, really easy, and it's something that, if you want to invest in something and you have money in an IRA, why not invest in real estate? So, you can even make a loan to somebody. So if you know someone that needs a loan, you can loan it to them. You can't loan to a relative.
Right.
But you can make a loan to someone. So can the rental income from the property flow back to me personally? Again, no. It goes right back into the IRA. But when you want to retire, you can start taking money out. And by the way, do they charge you every time you need to write a check to someone? No, there's no cost to have a monthly payment made for the HOA fees. There's no cost when I need to write a check to someone. No cost whatsoever. It is really, really easy to do. Now, of course, you need to do your own research to see, which one of those companies is better for you. But it is so very simple to do. You may want to talk to your accountant about it. But I've had this for, 10, 12 years. And the money just keeps building up because all of the rental income goes back into the IRA. And, I can buy another one.
Right.
And then so I'll have rental income from two of them. So 10 years from now, I'll have enough in there to buy a third one. So it's kind of a multiplicative situation. So it's a great source of building equity for the future.
So now you just said like in 10 years, you'd have enough money to buy a third one, but it depends upon the person's investment, right? So, that's your circumstance. It doesn't mean that's what it would necessarily be for somebody else.
True.
Because they might buy a different price range and have a higher return on that price range and then have more money in their IRA sooner than, let's say, the value of the one that you have.
Yeah. For instance, the one I bought was a condominium that I paid $127,000 for.
Right.
And that one I bought in 2006. So it was a bad, it was
a hard time.
That was a bad time. So then the value went down to like $80,000. Now it's come back up, where it's more than $107,000 on it. But here's the one thing we know about rental prices. Rental prices have also come up. So when I started to buy it, the rental price was about $800 a month. And now I can get $1,000 a month. So rental income goes up. So it's been a decent investment for me. So the price of it has come back up. The rental income has gone up from it. So it's a good way to put your money to work for you if you're scared of the stock market.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and you don't have to and it's a condominium, so you don't have to worry about cutting the lawn. You don't have to worry about paying for a roof. So, that may be a good investment for you. So again, I want to tell everybody what the name of the two companies are. It's Entrust, Entrust, and Equity Trust Company. So those are the two different companies out there, the two biggest ones out there. So that may be something that you want to look into on how to invest in real estate or just start lending money to somebody. How about that?
Awesome.
All right. Hey, nobody has guessed yet what's the biggest reason that couples disagree about buying a house. Call us with your guest, 222-8255. That's area code 904. We're just having a wonderful time here today.
We are. We have an open houses this weekend. So when we come back, we'll talk about that, where they are.
And one of them is on sale this weekend only. You've
Not
never
for sale.
heard that.
It's for sale and on sale.
That's right. So stay with us, everybody. We're going to tell you about that one. It is a custom house, a truly custom house. There is no other house like it on the planet, as you like to say. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Hey, WBOB listeners. It's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I don't just do the radio show. We are active realtors. When it's time to buy, we will interview you to determine your specific housing needs. Distance to work, style of home, school needs, distance to place of worship, kids' activities, lifestyles, number of bedrooms, budget, and so much more. In short, we do our very best to find you your perfect home. We won't waste your time showing you houses that don't fit your needs. Whether you're moving up, moving into your first home, or now an empty nester, you can trust us for the most important purchase of your life. It's what we do. It's what we'll do for you. Experience the Angela and Howard Team Advantage. Call us at 421-7950. One of the most critical parts of buying or selling your home is the very last process. That's the closing process. Angela and I recommend Watson Title Services. They have the experience to handle any issue that can come up, and there is never an upfront fee to the seller. Whether you are using a realtor with the sale of your home or not, always ask for Watson Title Service to handle your closing. We do. Call them at 461-3220. That's Watson Title Services. There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046.
Angela Walker and Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. not only come to you every Saturday morning, but they would also like to work with you when you need them the most. That is, when you need to buy or sell a home. They pride themselves in giving you their very best effort every day and in every way. There are many realtors in the First Coast to choose from. Let them show you the Howard and Angela Team Advantage. Call them at 421-7950 or email them at realestateradio@yahoo.com. This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by Watson Title Services of Northeast Florida. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. So excited to be here, and we have a caller.
Well, good morning, Neil. How are you today?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Terrific. You have a question for us or a guess on our contest, or both?
Guess on the contest.
Okay.
What's your guess?
Kitchen.
What about the kitchen?
What people disagree on. You say, maybe I misheard the question.
No,
you got it.
You got it right.
Well,
it's not kitchen.
It's not kitchen. Well,
okay.
Yeah, let me repeat. Yeah, what do people disagree on? Now, everybody agrees that they should have a kitchen.
Oh, you're so bad.
No, I thought they're disagreeing on, like, they don't like the kitchen, they're not going to buy the house.
Oh, okay.
See, I think that's a really good answer, Neil.
It is a good
answer.
answer.
It's not the answer, but I think it's a really good one. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep listening because I love you guys.
I appreciate
thank
that.
you so much. We're so glad you listen.
No, you know why kitchen's not the answer, though?
Why?
It's because the woman, 99% of the time, she decides she loves the kitchen or not, and the guy just says, okay.
Well, you know what? I don't know that that's true anymore. I feel like today there's so many families that I meet that the husband is the one who cooks and the wife is out working. So it's been a little flip-flop there. And I see it a lot, actually.
Okay.
So I have guys with very serious opinions about their kitchens.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell everybody what the answer is. I'm going to count down from number 4.
Okay.
Because we're in the 4th segment of the show. Number 4 is whether or not to buy a home in need of renovation.
Ooh, yes.
They
very
disagree
serious.
on that. Someone says, "Yeah, let's fix it up,"
and the wife is
says,
usually saying,
"No,
we don't have time to fix it up. We need something moving ready."
Number 3 is the size of the home.
Yeah.
One wants a bigger, one wants a smaller. Okay?
That depends on who's cleaning it, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know.
I think so.
Number 2, and somebody guessed this 2 weeks ago, is the style of home.
Meaning?
Well, a Tudor style versus a colonial style versus...
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
I remember having someone who wanted a red brick and someone who wanted a Mediterranean. I'm like, we cannot marry those two styles. It's not going to happen.
And the number 1 reason that they disagree is the amount of debt to take on. Which is related, I guess, to the, how much to spend. But that's a little
sort of
bit
price,
different.
but sort of how much
Yeah.
money to pull out of savings or something.
Yeah, the amount of debt. You know,
Yeah.
how much should they spend on their mortgage? How much should they spend on their monthly payment?
Like if you were putting 20% down, or if you're trying to get an FHA loan and only put 3.5% down, right?
Yeah.
Any of those things.
How much
could
should
apply.
how much should we spend a month on it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the number 1. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Well, that is the answer. So we're going to have to change the contest for next week. But for right now, it's a beautiful day, and I'm glad we're not living in California, because some of the people in California and Nevada are breaking records for 110, 115 degree heat. But it's plenty warm here. It's hot, which means that it's time for the hot deals of the day. And we got one that we have never done before. This house is actually not just for sale, it is on sale for the weekend only. So
it's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that.
And because it's on sale for this weekend only, we're going to have 2 open houses
open houses,
today
yes.
and tomorrow. So tell everybody about it, Angela.
Okay, so this is actually one of my favorite houses. So I hope everybody who's interested in buying and this sort of meets your needs, that you come out today and tomorrow, come see me, come see what it is. So it's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home, 4,000 square feet, built in 2003, custom built. And this home is in Eagle Harbor. So it's in a little subdivision inside of Eagle Harbor. So if you're familiar with Eagle Harbor, there's 6,000 houses, but this is a little small subdivision called Daniels Landing. And Daniels Landing, all of the homes there are, $500,000 homes. So every house is similar, but they're all custom. And then there's a dock that supports this little neighborhood of Daniels Landing. So you can buy a slip, but then they always keep 2 slips that are available for people who have boats, live in that neighborhood, but don't want to own a slip, where if you're out and you want to go back to your house and get something you forgot or go have lunch or whatever, you could pull up to the dock and have lunch and then go back and get your boat and do your thing. Now, why do I say about boats? Because this is a 3-car garage, and the third bay is 26 feet long. That will accommodate many, many boats.
Yeah.
It will. So you can have your boat in your house, inside of your garage. Yeah. Now, also, if your boat's much larger than that, Eagle Harbor has RV parking and boat parking in kind of this open field. So that's okay too. But this house is Southern style. It is a low country look. It is sort of on this rounded corner. It's sort of as you go around a bend. So it's kind of this flowing lot. And it's just a really, really beautiful, beautiful home.
The front porch goes all the way from the front side of the house to the left side of the house. As you mentioned, 3-car garage. It's got a computer nook, a bonus room upstairs, plus a bedroom upstairs. It's perfect for the teen, but basically it's a 1-floor home. Just those 2 rooms upstairs.
Right.
A screen porch in the rear, a huge family room with built-ins, You're never going to run out of cabinet space in the kitchen. I've never seen this much cabinet space in the kitchen.
I haven't either.
Beautiful wood staircase. It's by far the cheapest house per square foot in Daniels Landing.
Yes.
And it's off of Lakeshore Drive. It's going to be open both Saturday and Sunday from noon to 4. It's 2415 Daniels Landing, and it's normally $499.9. So what's the deal, Angela?
So the deal is that the seller wants to help a buyer buy, and so they're going to do that with a $5,000 towards closing costs and prepaid items. And again, this house was built in 2003, and while it's really beautiful and really custom, there may be some things that someone might want to change for today. So he's offering a $2,500 allowance towards appliances and a $2,500 allowance towards fixtures. So again, y'all, that's $10,000 any way you count it. That's $10,000 today to the buyer. So if you're a buyer and you're interested in Eagle Harbor and you like to boat and you want a big house with a 3-car garage, this is your house. So come out today and see Howard and I. We'll be there from 12 to 2 and then tomorrow from 2 to 4 at the same house. And the reason we're doing it twice at the same house is because of this great on sale that's happening.
I love that.
I do too.
Okay.
$10,000. Come and get it.
Also on the west side is 1684 Village Way in Orange Park. It's just off of Kingsley. It's one of these brick 1980s vintage homes with some really special features. And you heard me talk about this for a few weeks now. And I'm so surprised this hasn't sold because it's a gorgeous, well-built home. It's 2,300 square feet. It's got cathedral ceiling in the huge family room, floor-to-ceiling stone fireplace, French doors from that room, as well as the master bedroom leading out to this gigantic Florida room with a hot tub that's built into the floor. It kind of reminds you of living in a spa facility because you walk out to the bedroom and you can step down into your spa with skylights in the ceiling that actually have, what do you call them? Not drapes, but actually have pull closures, so you can easily close the skylight so you don't have the sun coming in.
Closures.
The master bath
really cool.
has been retiled with a walk-in shower. The rear yard is fenced, has a beautiful patio. The HOA is only $75 a year, and it is voluntary. We just had a price reduction on that this week, down to $225.5, and it's going to be open tomorrow.
That's a bargain right there.
2 to 4.
Brand new roof. That is a bargain. Come on out. Okay. The other one that's being open today is Hedgewood, and that's an Ironwood subdivision off Gate Parkway. And this home is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 3,071 square feet. They took a price reduction last night just in time for this big open house Watson's doing, and that's for $379,000. So for $379,000, you can get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath concrete block home on a beautiful lot, and you got to come see this. It's a gated community. It's got a community pool, workout facility. I mean, there's so many great things about this.
12-foot ceilings in that house.
Big bonus room upstairs. There's an ensuite in the back of the house. So if you have in-laws or teenagers or anybody like that, plus an office. I mean, it's got every single room you need. This is a great house. You need to get out here today.
And it is gated. Yes. All right. The Van Wees are on tap. They're going to tell you about what's been going on in the financial sector this past week. But in the meantime, we love talking about this stuff about real estate. So stay with us, everyone. Call us after your show if you need us. 421-7950. Have a great week. We're going to be back with you next week.